Yoga promotes a healthier life. The vast majority of us understand that yoga increments and keeps up adaptability, reinforces muscles and builds one's endurance. All types of yoga welcome the member to take care of their breath and notice the internal calming. Most people who partake sense a uniqueness in this development structure. A large number of us are happy with simply detecting this, leaving a clarification of what it means for our bodies and souls, the domain of the supernatural. The individuals who try to see how things work inquire, what impact does yoga have on one's rawness? At the point when one accepts and holds a yoga act, this demonstration of extending and twisting at the joints encourages criticism of the focal sensory system. This is finished by methods for beds of proprioceptive sensitive spots situated inside the joints and muscles. Proprioceptors give data about position, course, and pace of development just as the measure of muscle pressure in a territory. Yoga makes the focal sensory system react with fitting self-administrative measures by advancing legitimate biomechanical use. Self-guideline and self-recuperating are the physiological reactions of the living body. The focal sensory system takes the contribution from the proprioceptive sensitive spots, and unwinding and fixing muscles in a coordinated design permits one to hold that act. Changing the equilibrium of any one part of the spine requires compensatory changes all through it. Muscles react consequently to upgrades from the sensory system, which controls and coordinates the action of the entire body. Adaptability is the appropriate and full scope of movement inside the joints of the body. This is achieved by the coordination of muscle pressure and muscle unwinding by means of the sensory system. Gradually moving into an appropriate postural position and holding it accommodates proprioceptive criticism that permits the sensory system to organize muscle activity. Extending gradually shields muscle filaments and their ligaments from strain, while obstruction set up by holding the stance expands muscle strength. Improved muscle strength and stretch give dependability, adaptability, and security to the joints. Animating the proprioceptive framework or kneading the sensory system is nevertheless one of yoga's advantages. The consolidation and improvement of appropriate underlying arrangements lessen the strain on muscles, tendons, and ligaments. Legitimate arrangement considers better working of the organ frameworks. Construction decides work. On the off chance that body holes are twisted, so too are the substance inside. Mutilation brought about by helpless stance changes the relationship of tissues inside organs, prompting the dysfunctioning of the framework. Stress, a result of the mutilation, lessen course all through the territory. By improving stance, yoga underpins the appropriate working of inside organs by keeping up the primary honesty of these frameworks. Appropriate position and unwinding of pressure improve flow. Nourishment to the entire framework is supported by the fluctuating interior pressing factors created by the various asanas. This change in pressing factors improves cell dissemination and assimilation. Basically, movement is life. By moving us through bio-precisely solid stances, yoga advances a better life. To say that yoga just influences us genuinely would prevent the bigger reality from getting our reality. Nonetheless, it is the significant impact that it has on the rawness that liberates us to encounter the profundities of our reality. Yoga, your way to physical and mental fitness. Albeit considered by numerous just as an activity trend, yoga practice has indeed helped a huge number of individuals in improving their physical and mental wellness. Recollect the brilliant guideline of always failing to pass judgment flippantly. On the off chance that you believe that yoga is about bowing and breathing and that's it, reconsider. The history of yoga. The act of yoga has been around for in excess of 4,000 years as of now. Its birthplaces can be followed back to India, where even today, it is considered as a profoundly esteemed practice to arrive at the condition of illumination. Yoga as a way to get illumination is an essential issue in a few religions, for example, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. In different pieces of the world, the notoriety of yoga is brought about by its numerous medical advantages and its related use with asanas, stances of hatha yoga as wellness works out. Reason for yoga and its main components. Other than arriving at a profound condition of edification, yoga can likewise help people arrive at a superior comprehension of their bodies as well as their internal identities also. While rehearsing yoga, you'll notice that you'll be focusing on three central matters: body positioning or posture, breathing techniques, reflecting techniques, points of interest of yoga. Treating back injuries. Yoga can recuperate back wounds that you may have by expanding the blood flow for your harmed tissues to mend quicker and reinforcing your lower back muscles. Yoga may likewise in a few cases recuperate different sorts of wounds too. Anticipation. Yoga likewise has the ability to diminish odds of re-harming yourself, abbreviate the time expected to recuperate from wounds. And fill-in is a standard exercise method to forestall abilities. Mental clarity and improved stress control. The calm and profoundly loosening up strategies utilized in yoga would assist you with having a superior perspective, consistently grinding away and better control of your feelings of anxiety. More noteworthy self-understanding and general well-being. Find yourself stunned with how much settled you feel with yourself when you begin rehearsing yoga consistently. By and large, better physical health. Besides getting that ideal conditioned figure you've been focusing on, yoga will likewise help in invigorating your kidneys and keep a superior stance. Better sleep. Rediscover the straightforward delights of laying down with the assistance of yoga. Fledglings tips for yoga practice. Counsel your doctor before dispatching onto the principal yoga step you experience. Ensure that your primary care physician gives you the approval to do as such. Truly, the facts confirm that anybody can actually do yoga, yet there are sure troublesome represents that would be unthinkable or hazardous to endeavor on the off chance that you are bothered with past wounds or handicaps. Just to play it safe, converse with your primary care physician, and inquire as to whether you can yoga your approach to having an attractive figure or not. Classes or private lessons. When you resolve to join a yoga class, ensure that you're joining a class whose level accommodates yours. Ensure that you join the class on a principal day also to keep away from sensations of instability when you see others having the option to handle new yoga represents that boggle the brain. Furthermore, pick a class plan that you can consistently hold fast to. In the event that you just go to a class or two like clockwork, that is kind of nullifying the purpose of joining a class in any case. Finally, pick the sort of yoga class that accommodates your taste and capacities. Then again, if you are not the social sort, you can generally endeavor yoga practice at home and with the solaces of security. The solitary inconvenience to this anyway is the opportunity that you are not accomplishing something right and the chance of making hurt yourself. The best trade-off for this situation is to enlist a private educator for an exercise or tour until you realize enough to rehearse all alone.